What's up, guys? David Sherback here, back with another episode of the Raptors Wrap Up. That is 14, yes, 14 straight wins now. The Raptors took on the Nets tonight for the third time this season, and the Raptors come away with a close one. It shouldn't have been that close, but the Raptors hold on, take the 119 to 118 win. And yeah, let's talk about it. The Nets coming into this, they haven't played since Wednesday, so they're fresh. The Raptors obviously played last night, so this is the second night of a back-to-back. It definitely showed in the fourth quarter there. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, Raptors with another impressive performance, another gritty, just grind it out performance. Really, the motto with this team this year to me has been a win is a win. Some of our wins, they've been ugly. Some of them, they've been close. Some of them, they've been blowouts. But like the saying goes, a win is a win. So yeah, Raptors improved to what, 39 wins now? Yeah, 39-14. Let's talk about it. Terrence Davis was great tonight. I want to talk about him first. Coming off his great night last night, where he scored 17 points. Tonight, he dropped... let's see. Terrence Davis dropped a 20-piece. Obviously getting the start tonight. Kyle was out with the whiplash. It shouldn't be anything serious. Nurse said it probably isn't anything serious. Hopefully he's back next game against the Timberwolves. So Terrence Davis, like I said, getting the start at the two guard position, and he had a great night tonight. 20 points, 8 boards, 7 for 15, 5 threes tonight from Terrence Davis, so he's continuing his hot shooting and his great play overall, getting the start tonight in 30 minutes, 20 points. So great game from Terrence Davis. He actually started the game out with probably the play of the game, unless, I mean, it could go to Freddie, one of his clutch buckets at the end there, but Terrence Davis, right out of the gates, came out and came off a screen, I'm pretty sure, came up to the wing 3 and hit an and 1-3. Karis LeVert barely touched him, but he converted the and 1-3 play, so it's a 4-point play to start off the game for Terrence Davis. And then right after that, he hits another 3. He steps into another, or no, it was actually an open 3. Pascal found Terrence Davis for an open 3. And yeah, Terrence Davis with 7 quick points to start off. And overall, more of like an offensive quarter, I'd say, in that first quarter. We really couldn't stop the Nets from 3. Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie were great tonight. Let's see, what did they... in the first quarter, they both combined for 25 points, which is insane. Karis LeVert had 37 tonight, and Dinwiddie had 21 points and 11 assists. So great guard play from the Nets, but it wasn't enough. It was really only them doing stuff offensively. Yeah, Taurean Prince had 17 points. Joe Harris had 11. But it seemed like most of the offense and most of the plays were coming from their backcourt. So their backcourt got out to a hot start, and that's kind of what propelled them to that first quarter 3-point lead. Freddie got 2 fouls in that first quarter there, so he had to sit a little bit early. And really, the starters didn't play much in the second quarter there. It was pretty much the weird bench lineup. They're kind of like third stringers. I would say they're third stringers. We had to go with the O'Shea Brissett, Matt Thomas, Patrick McCaw, Chris Boucher, and Rondé lineup to transition between quarters. And at first, it wasn't looking good. The Raptors, that lineup couldn't get anything going in the half court offensively. Surprisingly, I shouldn't say surprisingly, but the defense was actually good with that group. And yeah, that transitioned into the second quarter, that same lineup. Starting the second quarter, I think they played for like 4 or 5 minutes at least in that second quarter there. So yeah, that bench lineup actually did pretty good. They, like I said, they were struggling in the half court, so they started to get out into transition because their defense was great. So they were playing off their defense, getting out in transition, and they actually held the Nets to 0 points in the first 4 minutes. It was an 11-0 run to start the second quarter, and that's kind of just what really blew the game open there, was the second quarter. McCaw was hitting threes, Boucher was doing stuff, and Brissett didn't really get anything. He just got a free throw. But yeah, the bench lineup was getting out in transition. Matt Thomas was on fire tonight. Let's talk about Matt Thomas for a little bit. The man was hitting everything. He was hitting his mid-range, his layups. At one point, he had a really nice pass from Serge, who's been looking like Marc Gasol lately. I just want to add that. Serge has been passing the ball great recently. He had a nice lob from Serge and finished. Matt Thomas had 13 first half points. Overall, he finished with 15 and 6. 6 of 9 from the field, hit 3 threes tonight. So a great game from Matt Thomas. His career high, I'm pretty sure, in scoring. So shout out to Matt Thomas, the 3-point sniper. And he was the main part of that second quarter bench run. So yeah, Matt Thomas playing great. And honestly, most of his points didn't even come in transition. Lots of it was half-court sets. So Matt Thomas showing experience. Obviously, he's come from the EuroLeague, playing in Europe. We see with guys like Luka Doncic and stuff like that, they're really experienced when they come into the league, and they can make plays that most rookies can't make. So Matt Thomas showing his Europe basketball experience. 15 points tonight. Great night from Matt Thomas. And I mean, yeah, that's honestly sad. Like, that lineup is pretty much the Raptors' third stringers besides like Rondé. Rondé might get some, if the whole team is healthy, Rondé still does get a little bit of playtime. But everyone else, that's like the bottom of the bench. And that lineup was outscoring the Brooklyn Nets bench. And some of their starters as well. So yeah, great run from the bench there in the second quarter. And then Pascal and the rest of the starters came in to end that quarter. Pascal had a rough first quarter. He had like 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting or something like that. And from that point on, he was great. In that second quarter, literally nobody could guard him. I don't know why the Nets weren't double teaming him or sending more bodies at him like most teams do. Like, teams need to learn, when you don't double Pascal, he's going to get his shot off and he's going to make his shot. He was eating in the paint tonight. His 3-point shot wasn't falling, but anytime he had Taurean Prince on him, Taurean Prince was getting absolutely cooked by Pascal tonight. He could not guard him in the paint at all. So yeah, shout out to Pascal. A great second or end to the second quarter there. And overall, the Raptors won that quarter 33-18, which is insane. So they won that by 15, and they were leading by 12 heading into the halftime there. Great defense, mainly by the bench in that second quarter. Moving into the third quarter there, both teams started hitting some shots. Raptors defense slacked off a little bit. And actually, at the beginning of the first quarter, the Raptors defense was great. The offense was great. There was lots of points in transition. The Raptors got the lead up to 19. And from that point on, the Nets played a much better game after trailing by 19. At some point in that third quarter, they cut it to like 8 at some point. But overall, the Raptors held even in that third quarter, 34-34, so they're up 12 heading into the fourth. Not much going on in that third quarter. Terrence Davis hit a couple more threes. And obviously, Fred VanVleet was the player of tonight's game. I'll talk about him in the fourth quarter here because he was huge in the fourth quarter. To start off that fourth quarter, so we're leading by 12, and at the beginning, somewhere near the beginning of the fourth quarter, Karis LeVert continued his hot shooting night. He hit an and 1 3. He was fouled by Boucher. I don't know what that foul was. That was a stupid foul, and that cut the lead to 7. You could feel the momentum swinging, and the Raptors couldn't get anything offensively. You could see the fatigue kicking in the second night of a back-to-back. And yeah, the bench started that fourth quarter, and they really couldn't, once again, like, get anything going in the half court. And even when the starters came in, the starters couldn't get anything going just because of the fatigue. And honestly, the half-court offense wasn't great tonight. But yeah, at one point, like I said, it's a 7-point game. The Raptors are looking tired. Nick Nurse calls a timeout. And Jack Armstrong, one of the broadcasters, was calling this a great timeout. It seemed like a good timeout at the time, but it ultimately didn't work out that well because the Nets would eventually tie the game. The Nets never took the lead, but they would tie the game, and like it was a 9-2 run. The Raptors were tired, and the Nets somehow came back in this game. And like I said, it should not have been this close at all. But that's when Fred took over. Fred hit a big and one in transition, and that was a big part of the game. Like that was kind of the theme throughout the whole game. The Raptors couldn't get anything in the half court, but Fred was a great leader tonight, pushing it in transition, getting that and one. That's a huge bucket. That pushed it to a 6-point game, and then he hit a mid-range jumper, which was nice on Spencer Dinwiddie. He absolutely cooked him. Nice little step back, got the roll. Steady Freddy doing what he does best. But then from there, I think at that point it was either a 4-point game or a 6-point game. The Joe Harris came and hit a little mid-range or a layup, I'm pretty sure. And then Karis LeVert, before that, Siakam missed a layup, which was tough to see. Tough layup to miss there. And then Karis LeVert hit that mid-range, ties the game at 118. And then from there, the Raptors, I can't remember if they called a timeout or not, but Pascal, showing that he's not afraid of the moment, takes it into the paint. That was great to see. I was hoping he wasn't going to settle. It kind of looked like he was going to settle for a jumper, but Pascal took it into the paint and got fouled by Wilson Chandler. The Nets actually challenged it. Good challenge by Kenny Atkinson. I mean, I think any coach would challenge that at that point in the game if they still had their challenge. But not enough evidence to turn it over. Wilson Chandler definitely put his body into Pascal there, and then Pascal missed the first one. I was scared, boys. I thought this might be the night the 14 or the win streak ends. But Pascal makes the second, gives the Raptors a 1-point lead. And then on that final possession, I want to give a shout out to OG. On that final possession, Karis LeVert was hitting shots all night, hitting tough threes, hitting tough layups, getting to the free throw line. He finished with 37, but it wasn't enough because OG absolutely clamped up on that last possession. Karis LeVert was going to take it by himself. The Nets didn't call a timeout. Let LeVert work it with himself, and OG just did a great job staying with Karis LeVert there and made him take a tough shot that airballed. They almost got that tip in, but yeah, Raptors hold on. 14 straight wins, and obviously tonight, the player of the game, easily Fred VanVleet. With Kyle Lowry out this year, Fred has been great, and he continued that. Obviously, Kyle out. Fred finished with 29 points, 2 boards, and 6 assists. 11 for 20 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3, and took 3 free throws, made 3 free throws. So a great night from Fred tonight with Kyle out of the lineup. And yeah, overall a good game. Like I said, I wish it wasn't that close. But the Nets honestly played a good offensive game tonight, but the defense wasn't really there for them. And I mean, a win's a win. Like I said, we'll take it. Second night of a back-to-back, and the boys are tired, but they pull it out. They win that last quarter, or they actually lose that last quarter by a lot, 30-19. So 19 points in the fourth. Like I said, the fatigue kicking in a little bit there. And overall, Raptors shot 40% from 3, which is nice to see. What else here? Only 7 turnovers tonight. The Raptors continue to win the fast point or the fast break game, outscoring the Pacers. The Pacers? I'm so used to saying the Pacers because we played them twice in a row, but that outscored the Nets 25-8 in the fast break. So yeah. Is that 18 blocks? No way that's blocks. I think the Raptors had 18 blocks tonight. Let me just confirm that. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Wait for it. No, they didn't. Never mind. They only had 5 blocks. I was going to say, 18 blocks, that seems like probably a record in the NBA, so definitely not blocks. They had, 5 blocks tonight? Yeah, 5 blocks. So, good. Not a good offensive or defensive game. The Nets were just hitting some tough shots. Raptors were kind of lackadaisical. I've never even said that word before, but kind of lackadaisical on defense, and the offense kind of sputtering towards the end there. But we find a way. Steady Freddy steadies the team and pulls out the win. So that's 14 in a row now. And honestly, we play the Wolves next, and then the Nets again. So that could be 16 in a row heading into the All-Star break. That could be 41 wins. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the Raptors could have 41 wins and a 16-game win streak heading into the All-Star break. So we'll see if that happens. And actually, the Wolves are playing great right now. So maybe the Wolves have found something with their kind of new squad. I think they're blowing out the Clippers right now. Let's see. Yeah, they are. They literally scored 81 points in the first half, and they're up 19 in the fourth quarter against the Clippers right now, and D'Lo isn't even playing. Like, what? Man, that just shows. Kawhi should have stayed, guys. Look at what Kawhi could have came back to. All right, enough of that. That's going to do it for this Raptors wrap-up. Make sure to like the video so these videos can pop up in people's suggested videos more often. And yeah, I'm going to keep doing these Raptors reaction podcasts. The win streak is still alive. And yeah, hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.